Hello, church family. It's 2-Minute Tuesday. Since the start of the new year, we've been studying the first 2 chapters of the Gospel of Luke on Sunday mornings. Now, Luke begins his Gospel with the argument that Jesus is the fulfillment of all God's promises. Or to put it differently, in Jesus, God takes his past promises and applies them to you and me. This past Sunday, we studied the story of Simeon in Luke chapter 2. Simeon was a man who spent his life waiting to meet God's promised Savior. And at the end of the story, he holds the newborn Savior in his arms and says this. He says, "Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, you may now dismiss your servant in peace." Simeon says that he can die happy. Why? Because he's finally received the thing that God promises more than anything else in the whole Bible, the thing we want most in our heart of hearts: peace. But what exactly is peace? Well, when you and I talk about peace, we typically mean 2 things. First, we mean confidence that we are where we're supposed to be. Second, we mean reassurance that everything is going to be okay. How can we be confident that we are where we're supposed to be? Well, first, we need to know where we're supposed to be. Where we're supposed to be is not a place, it's not a physical location, it's a relationship. We were made to be with God. We were made to live every part of our lives in God's company. So how do we get that? How do we get to God? Well, the good news of our faith is that actually God came to us. That's why Simeon has so much peace, because he's finally experienced the gift of Emmanuel promised in the prophet Isaiah, the gift of God with us. Jesus is God with us. Jesus comes to us. So all we need in order to experience peace with God, in order to live life with God, is just stop running away from God. All we have to do is stop trying to cling to life on our own terms and welcome Jesus into our hearts and offer him our lives. Okay, so then how do we get the reassurance that everything is going to be okay? Well, that's the reassurance that Jesus brings with him. The author of Hebrews says this about Jesus. He says, through Jesus, God made the universe. Jesus is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. So, Jesus has the power to make our whole world work out the way it's supposed to work out. He certainly has the power to make sure that your life is going to work out the way it's supposed to. Jesus has the power and makes the promise that everything is going to be okay. So, if you're really looking for peace, remember this. Through his death and resurrection, Jesus won us peace with God. By the power and presence of Jesus' Spirit, he offers to give us peace in all things. So, invite Jesus into your heart, offer him your life, and you will experience his peace.